Oh my gosh. Hi, beautiful humans. I'm Kayla,
And I'm Ashley. Welcome, welcome to Your Soul Welcome.
a podcast of belonging for humans exploring their deepest heart.
Yay.
We are so freaking delighted that you are here with us for our inaugural episode, our very first one.
I know, it is so exciting.
It's, I think, going to be quite delightful to go on this journey together,
Yes.
together with you guys, with us. We wanted this first podcast episode to kind of just be an introduction to what you guys can expect, what we are hoping to do with this beautiful, sultry platform that we have to be able to make you guys feel welcome, to make us feel welcome
Mhm.
in walking those like deep paths within us where we're always so beautifully like tempted to get to know ourselves better, even though society tells us to like not pay attention to ourselves or
Right.
to do what the media tells us to do or what our parents have told us to do. Or and sometimes that just gets to be an old narrative and you just want to get to know yourself.
Right. Getting out of all of those things that we should be doing, all the things that we should be doing, should be doing, and back into those things that maybe we want to be doing or want to listen to.
Or desire to
Mhm.
be doing or partaking in.
Right.
For example, one of the things that I've been desiring to do more of lately for myself to better get to know me is to get back into art, which has been so fun, which Ashley has been like instrumental in helping me with
It's been so much fun.
because Ashley is an artist. She owns Fabled Designs by Ashley, which is her graphic art business and her like traditional mixed media business of watercolors and found objects. And so just being friends with her has made me delight in my own art again, which I definitely did in high school and in college, but the adulting hit hard and
Yeah.
I definitely got away from a really big avenue that brings me joy. So I'm
Yes.
so grateful to you for bringing that back out for me.
I've been loving it. I've been loving it. It's been so much fun.
Mhm.
So much fun.
And just watching you like blossom into your business makes me so happy for you.
Thank you so much. It's been so much fun. I've been loving watching all of the creative things you come up with too. It's been so much fun. Super
Thank you.
inspiring.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
I've been getting into oil pastels again. I've tried not crocheting, embroidery for the first time,
Yes.
which has been such a delight. And then I've started doing more digital collages just for
Yes.
fun.
Fantastic. She's been blowing my mind.
Which by just started and blowing her mind, we mean I started it last night, the digital collaging,
Oh my
and I was
goodness.
texting her things.
I know, blowing my mind. Whew.
It's true.
Super talent there.
Hey, thanks.
You're so welcome.
Collaging has always been on my heart, to be honest
Mhm.
with you. I loved doing it in high school. Even when I did like an independent study, I
Oh,
was
yeah.
that kid who did like art independent studies instead of
Yes,
like taking other electives. I
for
was like,
sure.
how far can I take this journey?
Yes.
Um, and I would do collaging stuff.
That's awesome.
And so it's nice to do digital collaging because it's way less messy. It's easier to,
Yes.
like, switch things back around if I don't like the placement,
Mhm.
and I've just been doing it on Canva, which, Canva is free. So if this feels fun for you, like, you can go rock out a Canva
For
vibe because
sure.
it's easy and
It
fun,
is. It's
and
easy and so much fun.
it's true. And it's good for business if you happen to be, like, an entrepreneur listening to this. It's a really good place to do, like, business graphics and stuff too, which is how I found out about it.
Yes, absolutely.
So talking about going down our avenues of like opening our heart more and getting to know ourselves even better. That is one of the things that we want to talk about on this
Mhm.
podcast because it's so much fun to get to know yourself after feeling so deeply disconnected from yourself.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
It is a big deal.
Mhm. I know that like my experience with feeling disconnected from myself primarily came from going through an emotionally abusive relationship and physically abusive. I've been working with my therapist on making sure to say that it was also physically abusive because I tend to want to ignore that
Yeah.
part of it. It calling it that makes me have to remember that it was that,
Right.
and I am working on it.
Yeah.
This is a podcast of us working on it.
Working on it.
Just like I'm sure you guys are working on it too, you
Yeah.
know? So that's what we're seeking to do here,
Absolutely.
to explore our own expansion, to help you guys hopefully explore your own self-expansion.
For sure.
What about you, Ashley? How do you feel like you're expanding yourself or getting to know yourself?
I think that coming from a place of working really hard and being so focused in my role as mom was my identity for a really long time. Um,
Totally.
I've got two kids of my own uterus, and I've got two kids of the universe that I've been blessed to be mom to. Um, and so we've got a whole Brady Bunch situation going on at our house, and it's lovely, and I'm enjoying it. It's fantastic. They're all getting older though, and so they're finally getting into that stage where they're being more independent and doing their own things.
Mhm.
And I came kind of into this phase of life where I was really worried that I was going to be heartbroken and I was going to just have all of this time, and what was I going to do because I was just mom for so very long. Um, but instead of being worried about it, I'm excited. I'm excited to figure out who I am. I had my kids real young. I had my daughter when I was 22.
That feels so young.
Yes, it was young. I got married when I was 21.
Mhm.
I had my daughter I got married when I was 21, had my daughter when I was 22, yeah, and, like, I was just really young, so I went from student to mom, and that's just what I was, and so I feel like now's my turn to figure out who I am and what I wanna do and what I wanna be, and it's really exciting, and I think that's kind of where I am in life, and I feel like a lot of moms have that similar feelings from what I've heard in talking to other moms. They've gotten lost in that identity of
Mhm.
just being in mom mode, right? Just
Totally.
getting lost in the scheduling and the diapers and the running kids around, and it's a lot. And then, eventually those kids get older and become a little bit more independent, and then what, right?
Mhm.
And we've got to figure out what we're going to do. How are we going to spend our time? Is it on our career? No. It
Yeah.
wasn't. My career was teaching. Our careers were teaching.
Yes, same. I
S
also was a
So
teacher.
and, a as much as I loved teaching and do love teaching, it's just that's a rough world to be in right now.
It's so a
So,
rough world to be in right now.
looking at, what sparks my joy.
Mhm. I love that. I feel like that's so beautiful to watch you look for what sparks you joy
Mhm.
because I'm not a mom yet, or maybe ever. We'll see how that goes. Um, but I remember watching my mom start to branch out from being mom into being this whole other person
Yeah.
when I was in like high school or like 8th grade-ish,
Mhm.
she started a flower shop, and I just loved watching her live her dream because
Yes.
at first she was doing it out of her house, and then she had like a retail space. So watching her do that was so inspiring to me. I feel like that's
Yes.
part of why I had faith in myself to become an entrepreneur also, was watching my mom do that. So now getting to watch you like come out
Yes.
of I guess not come out of your momhood, but
Right.
like expand yourself beyond
Yes.
motherhood into also being other things.
Yeah.
I think that's an exciting journey, and I'm glad that we became friends so I can like
Yes.
watch that happen for you and support you in it.
Yes, thank you. It is very exciting.
Mhm.
I'm having a hoot.
I am having a hoot with you. It's our hope that you also have a hoot with us,
Yes.
because I feel like life is so much more juicy when you have someone to do life with.
Yeah.
And now that we get to do life with each other and we've
Yes.
decided to start this podcast, we want to do life with you guys too.
Absolutely.
So, as we continue to expand this, I would love to hear from you guys in the comments of wherever you're listening or watching to this on how you're getting to know you a little bit more right now. How is that looking for you? How is that feeling? Maybe you're at the beginning of it, or maybe you are well on your way in your journey. But as we're starting this podcast to do life with you, I genuinely would love to hear from you on
Absolutely.
how that's going for you, because we really want this to be about beautiful humans exploring your deepest heart, what sets your heart on fire,
Yes.
not like I don't know what Glamour magazine has told us to
Right.
set our hearts on fire like that.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
No thanks.
No shade to Glamour or anyone who reads Glamour. I That was just the first fashion magazine that
Yeah.
popped into my head. Evidently, their branding is great if it's top of mind
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me.
That's funny.
Mhm.
I don't even remember last time I read a Glamour magazine.
Well, I think at some point they decided to stop printing a physical magazine. I don't know if it's
Oh,
like that
hmm.
anymore. I don't know if they've gone back to printing a physical magazine because I stopped caring about listening to other
Yeah.
people at some point.
I get it. I get it.
I think I think after you've been through like an abusive
Yeah.
relationship, you're really freaking tired of listening to other people,
Yep.
even though like when I first exited that, I had no idea how to listen to myself. Like I didn't even know who I was to start
Right.
listening to myself. I just was trying to drag myself out of my depression.
How did you start finding your voice again?
I think it helped to become a teacher
Mhm.
because it gave me really firm footing on who I wanted to model myself after, because I had so many teachers that I admired.
Mhm.
I could use I could use their voice.
Right.
That I was like, your voice is close enough for right now. Like
Right.
I don't want to be this person that like my partner wanted to be me to be. I don't want to be that anymore.
Right.
But I can like become these people that I admired. And
Right.
so I would, I guess, just like speaking of digital collages earlier,
Yeah.
I would just kind of like collage things I liked from other people.
Mhm.
And that feels really good at the beginning.
Right.
Um, because it feels like you're finding yourself, and
Mhm.
then at some point you're like, "Well, I don't wanna be this part
Right.
anymore.
Right.
I want to, like, do things differently." And
Yeah.
so, little by little, I eventually was, like, dropping the pieces that I had collaged together
Yeah.
to let more of just me shine through.
Right.
I've got this visual in my head right now of me just, like, covered in stickers,
Yeah.
like, things I took from other people and put on myself to be like, "This is who I am," and then every now and again, like, a sticker would peel off and more of, like, the real actual
Yeah.
me would show through.
Yeah.
Um, I'm, like, giving myself
Like
goosebumps talking about
I
it.
can picture it in my head and it's like a beautiful visual. Like,
Thank you.
yeah.
Um, I can't always say it was a beautiful journey to go
Absolutely.
through.
I'm sure.
Um, to anyone listening, I would recommend getting therapy way before I did.
Yeah.
I went it alone for a really long time.
Yeah.
I think that's because like there was definite programming in my family that like therapy is for like really broken people.
Oh.
And I was like, well, I don't want to be really broken, so I'll just not go, which I
Oh,
don't recommend. You should
no.
go to therapy if you even have an inkling that you might need it. Please go.
Yeah, I think therapy has been an amazing tool for me. It has helped me tremendously. And I had a lot of childhood programming that I needed to retrain and redo and dig through, and
Hmm.
childhood trauma and things that I had to reprogram. But even now that I have worked a lot of that through, I still go, just
Hmm.
because life is hard, folks. And even when you don't feel broken or whatever, like, it is still real nice to talk to somebody who can help you along the way.
Yeah.
So,
Like, even if you just want to talk through your strategy for dealing with like whatever XYZ family member at Thanksgiving
yep,
dinner,
for sure.
like, I can remember talking to my therapist about how I wanted to like be in conversation with my brothers-in-law because
Mhm.
they are very intimidating sometimes because they're
Ooh.
super smart and they're always convinced that they're right. And to be fair, they're very smart, so they usually are, but
Yeah.
it would make me feel, or I would let myself feel, right? Like my feelings are on me. They're not
Yes.
causing any of my
Right,
feelings.
right.
My feelings are mine. I would feel very like intimidated to like
Mhm.
go into the arena and like have a conversation or a
Yes.
spirited debate. And I forget why I started this, Jag.
You talk to your
Oh,
therapist?
yeah,
Yep.
therapy's great. Even if it's just talking through like little things like that.
Right.
Or maybe that's a big deal for you. Big
Right.
things like that. I don't want to
Oh,
minimize what
right.
you need help with.
Yeah,
So,
for sure.
everyone's got a different journey. Everyone's been through different things,
Yep.
and even interacting with family members can be far more traumatic
Oh
from
my
one person
goodness.
to the other.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I definitely recommend it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
therapy's great.
Therapy is so great. And, like, as a self-love coach and self-love catalyst, I like to call
Yes.
myself a catalyst because the self-love is on the person, so I just, like, cause the little spark that, like, lights other people on fire to love
Yes,
themselves.
yes, and you're so good at it.
Thank you.
Yes.
But that topic puts me so in alignment with, like, going to therapy
Mhm.
and pulling out those, like, dark shadows that, like, you low key wish you could ignore, but you know that you shouldn't if you wanna, like, find out more about yourself and be
Yes.
more of yourself.
Mhm.
So, it's been really joyous to learn how to be a self-love catalyst
Yeah.
and go through therapy and just kind of expand my sense of self. So I have like a plan for which sticker I want to peel off next to show more of me.
Yeah.
Mhm. So discussions about therapy and mental health totally welcome in this space. Like
Absolutely.
absolutely welcome. With my work as a self-love catalyst and coach, my business is called Braveheart Open Mind, and I just love helping people love themselves. That literally nothing could make me happier in this lifetime than
Mhm.
helping other people love themselves.
Yes.
Because if you can love yourself, then like all fucking things are possible for you because you don't disbelieve anything is possible for you. So going out and like opening your own bakery. Ashley was just telling me about this so cute flamingo bakery that's opening in our
Yes.
city. What did you say it was
I don't
called?
remember now that you're put me on the spot, but
Oh, sorry.
it's like, I don't remember, like 2 flamingos or the baking I don't remember.
Okay, well, when
We're
it
gonna find
actually
out.
opens, we'll let
Yeah.
you and you're interested, comment if you're interested, we'll let you know.
Yes.
Um, but when you can deepen your love for yourself, then you want to start those passion projects like
Mhm.
this podcast. I
Yes.
can
Yeah.
sweet abused depressed Kayla could never imagine like having her own podcast.
Yes. I know.
Or like even I hate to say it because I did have friends at the time, but like even having a friend that I could be close enough with to like start a passion project like this
Right.
together, I would have felt constantly not good enough. I would have felt constantly like I would have had to work 3 times as hard just to be good enough to keep up with you. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So, past Kayla's really proud of current Kayla.
I'm really proud of current Kayla.
Yay, thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm proud of current you.
Yay, thank you.
And I'm
Ah,
proud of current you. Wherever you
yes.
are on your journey, I am proud of you because it is no joke to do inner work, to do spirit work or shadow work or self-love work or like mental health exploration. That's a big deal.
It really is.
And I'm real proud of you for being here, being in
Yay.
this community, in this audience, in this space of your soul welcome. Like that's why we wanted to name it Your Soul Welcome, is so that you have that sense of belonging with us, because we all get to belong together if we choose to. We all get to do life together if we can love ourselves enough to believe that we're worthy to participate in life together.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, for what might come of this podcast, we talked about talking about some of the different topics that we might bring up. We've got art on the menu, which we kind of already started talking about. And with our resident artist
Oh.
and me adventuring back
Yes.
into art. And yeah, so we
Okay.
we wrote down a little list. We've got like
Oh, yeah, we've got some notes.
yeah, we've got some notes.
Oh, art theory.
Color theory.
Lowenfeld's theory of artistic development, which I cannot wait to get into.
I don't even know what that is, but I'm very
Boy.
excited about it.
I'm real excited about it. I wrote a whole thing about it in college, and I'm real excited about it. I can't wait to tell you all about it.
I freaking love that for you.
I'll see if I can find my PowerPoint. I'll share it with you guys.
I love that.
Thanks.
I feel like my favorite project from college that I ever did was I took a like special studies course on like the Harry Potter novels,
Oh, cool.
and which this was before like controversy about J.K. Rowling and
Yeah.
her opinions about trans humans ever came out. So
This
I'm
is also on our list.
oh yes, talking about J.K. Rowling and Harry Potter like for millennials and like how to navigate those waters of like
Yes.
loving nostalgia but like not loving her current decisions.
Right.
That's also on our list
Yeah,
for a future
it really
podcast
is.
to talk about.
Yeah.
But I wrote an essay about like Dobby and house elves and
Yeah.
how like it was an allegory for slavery, I think,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
or servitude. Yeah.
Yeah. For
College
sure.
Kayla knew way more about it than current Kayla remembers, but that I remember writing that paper and just being like so excited that I made it exist in the
Yes.
world.
Fantastic. I
Mhm.
love that.
So I am excited to learn all you have to share
Yeah.
about art theory and what's Lowenfield's.
Lowenfeld's theory of artistic development.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
into it. Oh, and also Van Gogh or Van Gogh now.
Van Gogh. Well, I don't.
I've been hearing people saying that it's supposed to be Van Gogh.
Oh, well, maybe.
That's what they said in Doctor Who, that one Doctor Who episode
Oh
that
my
talks about
gosh.
that talked about it.
Cry just so much. I just will watch it and just bawl.
So I suspect from what I have heard, Van Gogh is like the official
Okay,
phrasing.
well, I named my dog Hugo Van Gogo, and so I am not sure I'm ready to make that change just yet.
I get that. We'll officially look it up.
And also my van is named Vincent Van Gogh. So,
You're just naming everything Van Gogh. This is why Van Gogh is on the list,
yes.
isn't it? Okay.
Well, yeah, also.
Okay, so fun fact, Ashley's low-key obsessed with Vinny.
It's not low key. It's
Oh, it's
real.
high key.
It's high key.
Okay, high-key Van Gogh
Remind
obsession.
me to wear my dress that day.
That's right, you have that Starry Night
Oh,
dress.
yeah.
I'm into it.
I do.
Don't you also have a sunflower t-shirt you were just telling me about?
I do.
You've got all the Vinny merch.
High key.
Hikey. Okay, so art is on the table. Talking about previous lifetimes, totally on the table.
Yep.
We named it Your Soul Welcome because we
Mhm.
like to talk about like our soulful beliefs
Oh,
of
yeah.
past lives and like past patterning and like
Mhm.
breaking generational traumas and
Yes.
the whole shebang. We're here for it.
Absolutely.
Um and fun fact, Ashley was married to Frank Sinatra in a previous life.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and I've known this since I was a child. Well, I didn't know I was married to him when I was a child. I just saw, like, pictures of him and saw him on TV and things, and I was drawn
Yeah, you were
to
like, I
him.
know
I
him.
know him. I knew him
Mhm.
as a child, and my mom was like, "You are you are a very old, tiny human, like,
I love that.
you are weird." She would say, "You are weird." Like, what and then as I got older and I, like, heard him sing, like, it would just, like, at 13, like, bring me to tears, and, like, I just, like, felt super connected to this person who was dead at the time, and it took me a lot of work, but I'm pretty sure we were definitely an item. We were definitely
Lovers.
so much, yes.
So we can definitely talk more about past life stuff and
Mhm.
more about good old Frank.
Oh, oh,
So
Blue Eyes.
debonair.
Love him.
Mhm.
Mhm.
We've Oh, yeah, we talked about the Harry Potter thing.
Mhm.
Um, we have a bullet point that says, "Why do we actually love Zoe Deschanel?"
'Cause she is the cutest.
It's so true, but, like, why? What about
I don't
Zoe
know.
makes her so appealing?
I'm not
We'll
sure.
get there.
Yeah, we'll get
You'll
there.
get there with us.
Yeah.
We'll go on that journey together. Let's see. Oh, I was gonna say, this next bullet point says asking audience for stories. So asking you guys,
I
if you
love
have,
this one.
like, past life stories, I would fucking love to hear that.
Yes, please. That
I
would
we
make
we have to make a decision if we're cursing on this podcast.
abso-fucking-lutely.
Okay, alright, I'm here for it. Cool, cool, cool.
Only because I can't try to censor myself. I had to
We
do
had
that when I
so
was
long as a
teaching. Yeah,
teachers
I
censoring
can't.
ourselves.
I can't.
Okay. Sold. So also welcome to our profanity on this.
Yay.
Thanks for being here with us. So asking our audience, our beautiful community for
Yay.
stories on confidence or of bravery or of getting to know yourself.
Yes, please, please share with us.
I would love that so much.
Mhm.
I listen a lot to Ladies and Tangents, the podcast, and I love their episodes where they're doing community stories. I mean, they do things like hoe stories and like, well, hoe roar stories and just like, I don't know, cool audience stories. So I always love that vibe. So I would love to get to know you guys more and hear more of your stories about self-discovery. I don't know that hoe stories fit in. Maybe it does.
I
Hey, we're all
mean,
about self-evolution here, so it could be relevant.
and I do not judge. So,
No, we are 0% shamey here.
mm-mm.
All of you is welcome here.
Absolutely.
All truths, all past versions of you, they're
Let
so welcome here.
those flags fly.
Hey yo. Um Having someone walk you through getting out of your own way. I don't know what that really
I'm not
means.
sure.
I don't know what we meant by that. That's
Interesting.
cool.
No.
Elicit stories about the Blue Man Group.
Oh boy, I got one of those.
Mm.
Okay.
Um, Talking about modern sex work, perhaps, or
Okay.
talking about OnlyFans, the platform,
Yes.
and how that fits into like self-expression and
We have quirky coitus on our list here. And
we
I love
do.
that that's the phrasing we came up with to talk about.
Yes. And
Quirky coitus.
we also have pleasure tales. Does that say tales?
Yeah,
We
pleasure.
got a little slap happy when we were making this list and I'm into it
Quirky coitus.
because I feel like talking about pleasure and
Mhm.
self-pleasure is so freaking taboo. I don't care if our channel on YouTube gets demonetized. Who gives a fuck? Like, let's destigmatize what goes
Yeah.
into feeling pleasure for the sake of feeling it.
I just want to note for
Yes.
everybody else's enjoyment that this list goes from quirky coitus to pleasure tales. And at the end of this list, we address our weird attraction
Put that on there.
to Rumpelstiltskin from Once Upon a Time, the TV show.
I don't know that we need a whole episode on that.
No, but I just wanted to make sure that everybody else got to enjoy that little tidbit on our list.
So if you've also noticed yourself being weirdly, like, low-key attracted to Rumpelstiltskin from Once Upon a Time, you're not alone.
Not alone.
We see you. You are validated. I
And can someone explain it to me? Because I'm not sure I get it. But-
don't know.
But it's
Why?
there. It is
Why?
there.
My sister is gonna make fun of us so much when she hears
Does she not? Or maybe she might have that kernel of truth inside her.
From what we've talked about, she does not
Does
understand
not?
it, not open to it at all.
Oh no. Okay.
So
Well-
also, if you're on the side where you don't understand why we would ever think that, my sister understands you.
Okay.
And we still welcome
Yeah.
you.
To be fair, I also am attracted to the other attractive characters. Like I am absolutely attracted to Snow White, and I am absolutely attracted to Prince Charming. I'm
I get
both.
that.
All.
Don't even get me
all.
started on Hook. Like,
Oh
my
gosh.
God,
Whew.
duh. Okay.
Robin Hood.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, we only just got to Robin Hood.
Oh,
He
sorry,
was not
I'm
like
sorry.
super cemented in my brain.
I've watched the-
Hope I'm
yeah.
outing you. My sister has a giant like attraction for Robin Hood, and also
Oh, yeah.
what's her name? Lana Parrilla, the woman who plays Regina.
Oh yes.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Regina, yes, please.
like if
Especially in
Mm.
her any of the Evil Queen outfits, please.
yes,
Please.
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 If my sister could have a full like Evil Queen wardrobe, she would. Or let me amend that, because she would not have just any Evil Queen wardrobe. It would be specifically Regina's
Yeah.
wardrobe.
Yeah.
100.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I'll be honest, I'd wear some of them. You'd wear all of them, wouldn't you?
I would. I mean, they're real dark but I would wear them for sure.
Oh, yeah. If we like converted that into a pastel, I would 1000% wear all of it.
Yeah.
If you can't tell from my cute pink microphone,
It's so cute.
I'm into the pastel colors. And you're into jewel tones. So
Yes.
if Regina's wardrobe was jewel toned,
And a lot of it is.
yeah, that's
a lot
true.
of it is.
That's true.
Just a lot of black.
But I get it.
But Regina can keep her wardrobe and she can just wear it and take me out on a nice date.
I would so go on that date.
Whew.
Oh, well, if I'm welcome.
Yeah, you can come.
We can throuple with Regina.
Yeah, we can. Whew.
I say we could throuple as if I've ever throupled before, but I have not. So, it would be my first time. So there's that.
I'm gonna drink my coffee.
Love that for you.
Thank you.
Okay. So, we did not end on our attraction to Rumple. There's more. I would love to talk about imposter syndrome, because
Oh
I
my
think that is so
goodness.
prevalent and something that I know that I have experienced at every step of my up leveling,
Mhm.
every step of my advancement. Like when I first became a teacher, I was like, I'm not even a good enough teacher.
Yes.
And
I get
just so that we're clear, I was an excellent teacher. I just was, thank you.
toot toot that horn.
I just was constantly caught in this spiral of not thinking I was good enough.
Yeah,
And
I get that.
my final year, I was like, you know what? Fuck that shit. I am actually a really good teacher.
Yes, for sure. I wonder if that is like, because I definitely have that as well. And I know like a lot of people like around our age,
Mm-hmm.
like I wonder if there's like an overwhelming generational piece. Because I know that, I mean, I definitely know that a lot of it comes from like my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also just like a lot of it generationally. I feel like in our group of folks are around our age.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I definitely syndrome, I still feel like I fight those thoughts in my head every day.
Mhm. I'm getting much better about it.
Yes,
I
yes.
think that I'll still experience, like, blips or who knows, maybe, like, full-on spirals
Mhm.
of imposter syndrome, but I think I'm getting better at recognizing when I first start to feel that way
Yep.
and just kind of holding myself lovingly and doing some
Yep.
of the, like, self-love techniques that I know
Yeah,
to help walk myself through that road.
for sure.
So I would love to hear, like, audience stories, community stories about imposter syndrome,
Yeah,
personal stories about it. I think that it's so prevalent.
absolutely.
Mhm, mhm. Because I know that when I finally had that realization that I was a good teacher, I was like, "The fuck have I been doing all this time thinking that I was a bad teacher?"
Right.
Like, you almost make it worse by, like, shitting on yourself, by, like,
Absolutely.
saying, "Oh my god, I shouldn't have done that, like, I'm the worst." And then that's another way in which we perpetuate
Right.
self-hate
Mhm.
by, like, lambasting ourselves for past mistakes,
Right.
even though, like, those past mistakes made us hate ourselves, you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's so easy to get caught into that self-hate spiral, and I
Yes.
am here to fucking stop that shit.
For sure.
That is why I will teach self-love with my last fucking breath.
Yeah.
I just, like, gave myself chills.
Yes, I love that. I love that.
Like, honestly, I wanna be, like, telling my husband to love himself more, like, with my dying
Yes.
breath, you
Yes.
know?
It is so important too, because I feel like honestly, the more you love yourself, n- I can speak for myself personally here. The more I feel like that I have been able to love myself and get out of my own shame, right?
Mhm.
Um, the more I've been able to love the people around me.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Like, as much as I have wanted to be like, as much as I have been pouring into my children and my family and when I was teaching my students, right? As much as I've loved them and they've been my world, I feel like I am loving my kids and my partner and my family and my friends
Mhm.
so much better
Yes.
now than I have maybe ever
I love that.
because I don't know, I feel like I'm in such a better place and I'm able to value myself and feel better and I'm just coming from a whole different, softer, better place.
Yeah. I would totally agree with you. I feel like when you engage in self-love, you reduce how you engage in self-hate, and it's
Yes.
like you've had a rubber band on your heart this whole time of self-hate, and the more you hate yourself, the, like, tighter and more restrictive it
Mhm.
gets, and when you start practicing self-love, like, you remove that rubber band from the
Yeah.
equation and your heart gets to expand. It expands with love for yourself and love for your family and your friends and
Yes.
for the world,
Mhm.
for people that you previously thought you wouldn't be able to love
Right.
even. Like, you the more self-compassion and self-love that you have for you, the more compassion and love that you can have for other people.
For sure.
Like, your heart no longer has that restriction on
Yeah.
it. This is not to say that you'll never experience, like, a self-hating thought ever again because that's
Right.
unrealistic.
Right.
We're human beings, we are prone to self-judgment
Right.
because our unconscious mind wants us to constantly be evaluating how we go through life
Mhm.
because when our minds were first, like, evolving,
Mhm.
it was evolutionarily necessary for us to evaluate our behavior.
Mm.
Are we accepted by the tribe? Yes or no? Like, a no means that you have to live on your own in the cold,
Oh,
solely
right.
responsible for your own life,
Right.
and that like, the odds are stacked against you. So, our society has advanced so much more quickly than,
Right.
like, our psychological evolution.
Right.
And so
Yeah, that makes sense.
we still have all of these practices of self-judgment for
Mhm.
our survival. But the truth in 2023 when we're filming this episode,
Yeah.
like, we don't necessarily have all of those needs of survival,
Mhm.
and this is, like, this is coming from a privileged place, this comment here. I want to be very clear about that because I know that there are people without homes
Right.
and people who are, like, relying on lighting fires outside
Right.
and scrounging for food. So, like, I recognize that this comes from a very privileged place, but the majority of us, like, don't have, like, we've got our basic Maslow needs covered for the most
Right.
part, and we don't have, like, bears lurking around
Right.
the next tree or bend in the path. We don't have, like, a mammoth hunt to go on to be able to have to survive through,
Mhm.
and so when we can take back our relationship with our own self-judgment,
Right.
we allow more space for self-love.
Yes.
So, yeah. Mhm.
Very
And
good point.
I just like to be very clear that, like,
Yes.
working on self-love, working on, like, expanding your deepest heart, like, that comes from a really privileged place.
Yeah.
It really does, because there are people who are food insecure in our
Absolutely.
country, in other
Yeah.
countries, and yeah. Mhm.
Yep.
So I just feel like that's really important to talk about.
Absolutely it is.
Mhm,
It's a very good point.
mhm. Even having a therapist
Mhm.
is a privileged
It
thing.
definitely is.
So I hope I hope that you have the resources to do therapy or to support yourself however you can.
Mhm.
And that's why I love that this podcast is free to the world, right? So
Yay!
that
Yes.
if our therapists pass on information, we can pass it on as best
Yes.
we can. Like, neither of us are medical professionals
Not
by
at all.
any means.
Not.
We are, however, teachers, so we're good at, like, well, I feel like teaching is still a part of me, even though I no longer teach within the public education system.
I still kinda do
You do, you sub, so
sometimes.
yeah. So we are still good at, like, disseminating information and, like, putting it
Yeah.
out there. So yeah, there's that.
There is that.
Mhm. And there are other happy things on this list. Oh, I said happy, but the next bullet point is teacher trauma.
Oh, there is that. We've talked
Well,
about that a few times.
we have. We can get to that
Yeah.
another day. Let's see. Oh,
Compersion.
I don't know what that means. What is compersion?
Compersion is the opposite of feeling jealous. It is when
Oh,
you are genuinely like, when you feel joy
for someone
for
else's
someone
joy.
else's joy. It
Okay.
is such a good
Oh
feeling.
my god, yes. I didn't know that there was an actual word for that.
Yes.
Compersion.
Compersion.
That even, like, sounds like a lovely
It
word.
does. It's got a little purr.
I know.
Yeah.
Compersion. It
Mhm.
feels like a cat laying on velvet.
Yes.
Compersion.
Compersion. It's a wonderful.
That just makes me feel so happy.
It is.
I love feeling joy for other people's joy. I
Yes.
think that's why I love doing self-love work so
Yes, I
much.
bet.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay,
Yes.
yes, we should definitely talk more about that.
Yes, for sure.
And then
Oh, more teacher stuff.
oh, more teacher stuff. Da da da. um,
Oh, we can discuss that later,
yeah.
maybe.
Money mindsets and psychology around money, I think, is a really
Oh,
interesting topic
yes.
because, like, the odds are very good that we all have just a very fucked up relationship with money,
Yeah.
and I am working personally to unravel that for myself. So
Yes. Me
perhaps you
also.
too.
Yes,
Mhm.
for sure.
And then the bullet point we skipped over is something that will probably be a Patreon thing once we get one of those up and going.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
Oh, yeah. Exciting things on the horizon.
So exciting.
I am surprised. I have been singing way more than you, I feel like, so far
Hmm,
on this inaugural podcast.
that's probably true. You'll hear more singing from me, I promise.
Oh,
I
yeah.
sing a lot.
She really does. More than me usually.
That's because I love to
Mhm.
sing
Yeah.
so very fucking much. It doesn't matter what it is or if I'm on key.
I love it.
Okay, so I mean,
Thank you for
that's
that. I
part of the
appreciate it.
dynamic.
I
You're
appreciate it.
so welcome. No, wait, you're so welcome.
Ah, yay.
Oh my God, we're so cute. I love us. Like, whoa.
Me too. Like, well,
Okay, is there anything else that we want to talk about?
no, I think that we've covered the things we kind of want to talk about. Please let us know if there are any other fun things that you can think of that you would like us to discuss or that you would like our
Absolutely.
take on.
Mm-hmm.
We have opinions and
We have so many hot takes.
we would love to share them with you.
Mm-hmm. And to like find out more about them for each other too,
Mhm.
because this is a newish friendship. And
Surprise.
yeah, surprise, we haven't been friends for 1,000 years, even though it definitely feels like we
Yeah.
have.
I'm pretty sure we maybe have.
I definitely think we have.
think
Like
we
in a
have.
past life,
Yeah,
we've
for sure.
totally been
Yeah.
besties.
Yeah.
Because the other day I was just like, wait, I didn't know that about you. And then I was like,
Yes.
wait, we only started hanging out like 2 months ago,
Yes,
3 months ago. When was
Yes.
it?
Well, December.
Yeah, beginning of December.
Late December.
Oh God.
Because I was like, "Hey, I want to meet up with you."
And then I got COVID.
And then you got COVID. Well, cuz we met up one time right before Christmas.
Yeah. So,
And then I didn't get to see her for almost a whole month.
and like, even though we had just met, it was still terrible. I was like, I can't see my best friend.
Yes. But we still texted like every day.
Oh
Every
my
day,
God.
for
Every
sure.
day. Voice notes are a good
Yeah,
invention.
they really are. It's like walkie-talkies.
So true. Okay. Well,
Yes.
that's the podcast, you guys. It's us hanging out with you.
Yay.
You're so welcome here. We want you to feel like you absolutely belong on this path of getting to know yourself more and
Yes.
exploring your deep heart because we're so about that.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for all of the wonderfully weird and whimsical,
Yes.
lovely things that everybody has to offer.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. We get to do life together
Yes,
now,
I love it.
and you're in on it.
Yay!
So, comment below on how you are walking your sweet path to your deeper heart, your deeper knowing of who you are. And comment below if you have any ideas for what we can talk about. Because while we just spent time listing what we're interested in, what you're interested in also so totally matters because
Absolutely.
we're doing this for funsies and we're also doing this for you. Sorry, I
Yes.
interrupted you.
No, because you were saying something about, I don't remember. You were saying, I was trying to throw in a punchline, but it didn't land. It's okay. It's
Oh,
good. We're
sorry.
good. We're good. No, we're good. We're good. We're good.
We're so good.
We're so good.
Okay. I love you guys so much.
Mwah!
Mwah. Okay. I say this to my husband. I hope he's not mad that I'm going to say it right now. I love you guys to the stars and back through all of time and space.
I love you.
I'm going to ask him if that makes him mad.
Well, you got it once at least.
Yeah. If he gets sad, I don't think he will. He'll probably say it's fine if I had to guess. If it was our like romantic thing.
Oh.
I know. It's from Doctor Who, right?
Oh, it's
Well, I mean, it's not
cute.
technically from Doctor Who, but like when we met, we were hard into Doctor
Oh,
Who.
okay.
So,
Okay.
and I hate that phrase. I love you to the moon and back.
Oh, I say that to my kids.
Oh,
But I
sorry.
say I love you to the moon and back, and then Max will say I love you to Africa and back.
That's really cute. I love that. Well, as my sister would say, to the moon and back is finite. And I was like, that's a really good point, Hope. So, to the stars and back through all of time and space is fucking infinite.
That is amazing.
Yes. Okay. That might be the only time you hear me say that, but that's okay. I love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.